Bro, that's what it's all about, bro. We hunt like wild dogs. Let's get it. Gang on me, gang on 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah!
The autumn wind is a pirate, blustering in from sea. With a rollicking song he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously. His face is weather-beaten. He wears a hooded sash, with a silver hat about his head, and a bristling black mustache. He growls as he storms the country, a villain big and bold. And the trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you round and upside down and laugh when he's conquered and won.
Well, another one done bit the damn dust. I can't get myself to act sorry about it either. Special teams coach Tom McMahon got fired. You know what the saying is, right? When one player isn't playing well, it's on that player. When no one's playing well, it's on the coach. It's crazy because I asked how kicker Daniel Carlson got so bad all of a sudden, but the special teams aren't playing well as a whole, and it's been costing the Raiders games. Get this, the Raiders would be 5-4 if they didn't have so many special teams mistakes. They had a field goal get blocked against the Chicago Bears. They missed a field goal against the Jacksonville Jaguars, and against the Denver Broncos they had a punt blocked and missed a field goal. Now all I want to know is when is offensive coordinator Chip Kelly going to get fired? He should have been asked to follow McMahon out the door. He's the Raiders' highest paid coordinator. As a matter of fact, he's the highest paid coordinator in the NFL, and the Raiders aren't being rewarded for it. He's making some bad decisions with personnel and not calling the game according to who and what he has on the field playing. They say Kelly's some kind of genius, but as you know, there's a thin line between a genius and an idiot. You could say that, or you could say sometimes a guy can outthink himself. His very first move when he took over the Raiders offense was one that didn't make him look very good. Last year, the Raiders moved Jackson Powers Johnson from guard to center and Jordan Meredith into the starting lineup at one of the guard spots. I believe it was Joe Philbin that made the move, and the offensive line went from horrible to average. This year, Kelly moves Powers from center back to guard and Meredith from guard to center, and the offensive line is back to horrible. Meredith isn't calling his protections right, isn't consistent with his snaps, and gets tossed around in his run and pass blocking, while Powers isn't as good at guard. He's still the best offensive lineman on the team outside of left tackle Colton Miller, though. That move looks worse every time the Raiders play, but for whatever the reason, Kelly's answer was to try to start Alex Coppa over Powers at right guard. This has to be something personal between Kelly and Powers, because there is no logical explanation for this. Well, of course, you saw how it all played out against the Broncos last night. The Raiders gave up 6 sacks and 20 pressures. None of those sacks were charged to Meredith or Powers, and only one pressure was charged to Powers. They both had good pass blocking grades in the game, though. Too bad Powers didn't make it through the whole game, though. Both the pass blocking and run blocking suffered when he injured his ankle and went out of the game. It's crazy how it all happened the way it did. Kelly and his offensive staff want to try to minimize his importance, but we saw what's what when he went out of the game. You could look at the calls Kelly made based on what he had out there and wonder what he was thinking too. It made me want to start testing coaches for drugs for what he was doing. The quarterback sneak hasn't worked on 3rd or 4th and 1 all year with Meredith at center, and Kelly calls it on 3rd and 2 against the Broncos. You saw Meredith get blown back into Smith, right? What in the world did Kelly think was going to happen? It was as if he was trying his best to prove that moving Meredith to center was a good move, and it didn't work. That's bad move number 1. Kelly is stubborn with his offensive line move and with running back Ashton Jeanty. I understand there are injuries to the offensive line, but you have to give your number 6 overall pick a chance to be great. The great ones get stronger as the game goes on, and they also have the ability to make guys miss in the backfield or for a minimal gain and turn it into a decent gain. Jeanty definitely has that ability, so you have to give him 25 to 30 touches. Kelly said himself that he should at least get Jeanty more involved in the passing game. That'll probably cease once he dropped the ball that got intercepted. Punishing him by sitting him or not giving him the ball anymore is a college move. In the pros, you go back to him because you know you need him. You only have so many playmakers in the NFL. Kelly has yanked receiver Dante Thornton a few times behind that too. That's why he was inactive against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Either way, it's not like Kelly's doing anything with the plays that he's not giving to Jeanty. Running all those bubble, tunnel, and funnel screens ain't doing nothing but making the Raiders punt. He needs to go back down to college with that. Kelly's been in violation for a long time when it comes to Genty. I didn't see last night coming with Brock Bowers, though. Bowers welcomed himself back to the NFL after being out with an injury with 12 catches for 127 yards and 3 touchdowns last Sunday. You'd think Kelly would see that and want to keep getting him the ball, but that's not what happened last night. As a matter of fact, it was the opposite. He only got 3 targets and caught one of them for 31 yards. I don't get that one at all. The Raiders just traded Jacoby Myers, the number 2 receiver, and Kelly's answer is to get Tyler Lockett, who hasn't been on the team 2 weeks yet, more targets than Bowers. Someone needs to remind Kelly that Bowers is the only All-Pro on that offense. At first I wondered if Kelly wasn't getting Genty the ball because he had sour grapes over him going back to his Michael Myers stance. Now I can see for some reason this year that he's just not into getting his playmakers the ball. Last time I checked, you score points by getting the ball in your playmakers' hands and let them make plays. I'm sure Kelly knows that, so why isn't he doing it? Another guy I thought I would see a lot more of with Myers gone is Trey Tucker. He was a wide receiver 1 when Myers played for the Raiders. He leads the team in catches with 34, yards with 455, and touchdowns with 4. The only category Myers led the Raiders in when he was playing for him was catches, and that's because Bowers was hurt. Tucker's the only Raiders receiver that's gotten separation consistently all year. His route running and elite speed helped him do that. What vexes and perplexes me about the situation is when the Raiders were taking deep shots, Tucker was coming through and catching them. Then all of a sudden Kelly stops taking shots. You can't stop taking shots when you have a running back like Genty to draw 8 men into the box. You gotta take the shot to make the defense pay. Then when they take the safety out of the box, run it. Make the defense make a choice. You could play the run in all these bubble, tunnel, and funnel screens with the same defense. Why would you want to run all the screens and short passes with a guy that ran a 4.2940 at his pro day anyway? Hallelujah! They got McMahon up out of here. His special teams unit is horrible. He needs to go back down to college or something. Speaking of college, Kelly needs to take his behind back down there with him. What he's doing is not working in the NFL. His offense is number 30 in total offense and number 30 in scoring offense. Bowers is hurt now, but Kelly didn't do nothing but misuse him when he was playing. Put that together with the fact that he's not getting the ball in his playmakers' hands enough, and that's what he's going to get. An offense that can't stay on the field long enough for the defense to wink at their wives and kids in the stands. Thank you for watching. See you next time.